Well, hey, I'm out here scouting some winter wheat. We're in a exceptional drought here now. We're approaching D3. I'm sure we're in D2 at the moment, but we only have a little over, I think, 2.5 inches of rain for the entire year, starting in January, and we've had some pretty exceptional heat. So we just came off of some 80, 90 degree, 20 mile an hour wind days. But what I wanted to show you guys is this is low input winter wheat that we only pushed as far as we figured that we had yield potential for. And so this stuff had 5 gallons of UAN on it last fall. And then now that is all the fertilizer that this had. We gave it some micros. It said we needed boron. This stuff was pretty yellow. So we actually put a micro pack on here and it greened back up pretty nice. So it's interesting sometimes how you assume everything is nitrogen, but it actually isn't. And so the nitrogen was still showing fine in this stuff. But what I wanted to show you is we got like 2/10 of rain today. So it wet this a little bit, but you can see it's dry, only about an inch underneath there. But this stuff is so much more resilient than when we used to push it hard with nitrogen, because when you do that, it's going to throw on a bunch of foliage. It'll get taller and it'll certainly canopy better than what we're seeing here. But when we hit droughts, all that does is create stress for the crop because it burnt all that energy up just growing, right? So now this stuff's heading out. It's just little down here. We're starting to throw some heads on here. It's kind of hard to see. We're in the boot. And I don't know if it doesn't rain from here on out, if it's really going to make a lot of a crop, but that's okay. We didn't put a lot of inputs in it, right? So we've only got those 15 units of N, no seed treat, no phosphorus. The phosphorus thing, I still think if you guys can get your soil cycling right, we can pull a lot more phosphorus out of this ground. And if there's $1,000 phosphorus, which it sounds like might be coming this fall, seriously look at cutting phosphorus and doing some things for your soil health, because we have seen really no detriment as far as tissue testing anyways on cutting the phosphorus out, and we're the 5th year into this thing. So anyways, not great here, but it could be way worse. We need some rains here in the next couple of weeks. I'll take you through some barley here next as it's kind of progressing along, and it looks good too for very, very low inputs on that. But I just kind of wanted to share where we're at. It'll probably, like I said, be interesting to see how it holds out. The other thing that helped this field hold a lot is the fact that there's so much stubble down in here. So you can see we've got the stripped barley stubble from the year before. That caught all the snow and it sheltered this stuff through a lot of these winds. And so that was able to at least not completely come uncorked here, even though it hasn't had any rain. So anyways, hope you guys are doing great. Hope we get some rain here, but if not, we're going to learn from it. And like I showed in a different post, I think these bottom leaves are flashing off. That is just drought stress. That plant is going to put as much energy as it can into making a head in the end, right? So it's going to pull all the stuff out of those bottom leaves and start putting them into the top, finishing with the flag leaf to finish this head off. At least we have enough leaves on here to pull a fair amount to start filling these heads as they're starting to set pretty decent heads. So yeah, hope you have a good spring going there, and I'll fill you in on how things are going later on.